Just those first 10 to 15 minutes, the ball movement and the way that you played offensively, have you seen bursts of that in practice, or was this something new from your club tonight?
No, we've had moments where we moved the basketball, trying to get, and early in practice you can play guys that you think are going to play together. You have a pretty good idea. It's not concrete, but you also want to split your team up so you can be competitive. So it's kind of a fine line. A lot of times, if you have a younger guy on each team, he normally messes it up. Just to be frank with you. But no, trying to have some older guys together. Have a good ball movement, have a good action, just read situations. And I thought against Providence we really didn't show our experience. And I thought tonight to start the game, like they showed their experience, they showed some patience, they had some discipline. But it's also, you got to take what they give you. And so if that's early, then take it. If it's not, then you got to show some discipline on offense. And I thought we had a good balance of that.
How much does not having no gel change what you can really find out about your team in a game like this?
Well, I think it allows, a lot of those guards to play more than they really would, if he was healthy and playing. So just that experience, I think, sometimes even when you struggle, having experience of going through some adversity helps you. And then obviously we played a little bit better and got off to a good start. But I thought, Isaiah Thompson and Eric Hunter played much better tonight than they did the other game, but I thought Sasha and Jihad, played better too. So, just getting guys out there and getting some experience of playing together versus somebody else.
Hey, Coach, freshmen here, looked like your leaders were up here at the last press conference. They're all excited that the freshmen all scored. What's it like for you to see these guys leading and be so excited for your freshmen, that they're new guys?
Yeah, having guys that are selfless, that are good teammates. We've all had that period of time when you start in a program, and it's hard. I think it's the one thing when you go from a high school senior or somebody to come into a program, it looks much easier than it is. But the day-to-day grind and the change into a system, it's hard to be good at this level. It really is. So I think once they see some young guys having success and doing well and scoring, and they're just happy for them because they've been through it also. And it's a good sign that you got people like that on your team, leading your group.
Thanks, Coach.
Where's your team at this point in terms of the post-entry operation?
The post-entry?
Yeah.
Yeah, we struggle to pass the ball. We have to do a better job. We do a better job of being efficient in what we run and being efficient passing on the perimeter than we do passing into the post. I think that was evident. As we had a good run there, we had probably 3 different passes that just were pretty simple looks that we couldn't complete. So you just got to keep working on it. In today's game, kids grow up in ball screen motion. They don't grow up feeding the post. 20, 25, 30 years ago, if you went to camp, there's a segment or there's a station on feeding the post. It's just the way basketball was played. And we still feed the post here. And so we work on it. Some people can do it, some people can't. And the ones that can't, you got to put an extra time with and just continue to work. But if you have a skill and you can pass the basketball, you can feed the post and you can shoot, it really puts teams in a bind because now you're efficient in what you run, but you're also efficient when you're one-on-one in the post, and it forces a lot of help. And then your skill can really, the value of your team can really raise when you have skilled guys.
What impressed you what Aaron Wheeler did tonight?
Just his ability to, to knock down shots. Obviously, he only played 18 minutes and he gets 17 points. But we've seen that in games and stretches, but I didn't play him enough, before. So it wasn't one of those things where he played 25 to 30 minutes in games where he got hot and shot the ball well. But no, he's a good shooter. When he plays to his strengths, he's a really good player. Like tonight, only having 1 turnover, that's great. He has 3 block shots. It's fabulous. He makes all of his threes. He makes his free throw. So we need him to be better on the defensive end at the start of the second half. Him and a couple other guys we're locked in from a defensive standpoint. And, his length, getting those 3 blocks in 18 minutes that's huge. You play in a regular game and you get 4 or 5 blocks, and you're kind of a face-up 4 to go along with a guy who leads the Big Ten in blocks last year. I think that could really help our defense. So just trying to get him just to keep coming and keep working. And, you know, the thing that he has to buy into and understand is that he's a good player. You know, if the shots don't go in, he can still affect the game. And that's really what you try to get guys that can shoot the basketball, because they'll equate their playing from how they shoot. And that's not how you play, it's how you shoot. So if you shoot well, great. Doesn't mean you play well. So tonight I thought he did some good things, but just to keep trying to harp on that, because it's a difference between playing a role and then doing some heavy lifting. You know, if you're doing the heavy lifting, you've got to play on both ends and be counted on every single night. So that's where we're transitioning with a lot of those guys, not just Aaron, but, you know, a lot of those guys. You know, where do we go with those group of freshmen that are now sophomores? You know, are those guys, you know, people we can count on every single night? And, you know, that's kind of our quest.
Didn't see that Matt and Travion lineup in at all. Is it becoming less of a priority to try to make the big lineup happen?
Well, just trying to get guys minutes, get guys playing. You know, we'll see as we go on. If somebody forces us to do that, like the times we've played before, I think we've been forced into it,
right,
just so we can rebound. It wasn't a problem tonight against Providence. It was a problem. When Travion Williams wasn't on the floor, we weren't getting very many rebounds. You know, he really helps us. I think without him and Nogel out on the court, it really comes. You know, I think when Nogel comes back, he can help us on the glass. Travion helps us on the glass. But, you know, Matt Harms did a better job of rebounding tonight than he did the other day. You know, Mason Gillis is a good rebounder. Evan Boudreaux's a good rebounder. So it just depends on your combinations and what you're doing. But we've worked on it more in practice. We've done different things, but we'll see as time goes on. We're gonna do what we think is best and not, you know, just do something in theory.
How would you describe the pace you want this team to play at offensively?
Well, it's hard because you have a lot of different lineups.
Right.
You know, I really couldn't tell you. I think you gotta, you know, be patiently aggressive. I think you gotta take what the other team gives you, and you know, look to be on the hunt, look to be aggressive. So it's just, you know, it's hard. It's hard in certain lines. You know, you go bigger in certain lineups, you know, your pace isn't going to be as good. But also, if you can't feed the post, now if you go big, what do you do if you can't get the ball in the post and you're big? So we have a little bit of an element there where we got to improve if we're going to play a certain way or play bigger. But we have to have good guard play. If you play faster, you know, you have to make good decisions. You know, and if you don't make good decisions, if you play faster, you're just going to be in transition all the time, running back on D. So, you know, it's just a balance. There's a lot of factors to go into it.
What did Eric do differently tonight compared to what he did against Providence?
I think he just got involved in the game. Obviously, we had a good start. It's a lot different when you have a good start. We actually played pretty well defensively against Providence to start the game. As the game went on, we have more breakdowns. But no, I thought Eric did some good things, and you know, 4 assists, 2 turnovers. Got to his pull-up a couple times. He's got a good pull-up. He's got to get to his pull-up more, in my opinion. I think that's his bread and butter when it comes to scoring. But just, you know, he's a good all-around player. Just, I thought he was just really solid. A lot of times what I look for is just guys making the right reads and being fundamentally sound. I know that kind of sounds hokey. But when it gets down to it, that's what really good players are. You know, that's what they do. They're just really good at simple things.
Last one.
Hey, Coach. New season, new players. How special is it for you to see Coach Katie still coming up there in
Yeah.
the stands for you? What's that like for you to be here, one of his players, and he's still here with you?
Right. Well, it's cool. You know, he's you know, somebody that laid the foundation for us. You know, the blueprint of playing hard and playing smart and being blue collar is what Purdue basketball is about. And he's been here for a week or so and comes by practices and comes by the office. You know, so he's been in practice every day this week. So I think he misses that part of it. I know he misses that part of it. You know, he likes being around guys and he likes, you know, practicing. You know, he likes that piece of it, of building his team and having that camaraderie. So, you know, we're happy that, you know, he comes around, but you're not going to find a bigger Purdue fan than Gene Katie. Thanks.